Do you remember Harry Potter, the chosen one? Lost in the crowd, living under the stairs, his immense potential was overshadowed by his humble beginnings. Just like how people didn't realize Harry's potential at first, is your personal brand too getting lost in the crowd? Imagine what it would feel like for a young boy in a small Indian town, raised in a culture where humility was deeply ingrained and self-praise was a taboo. That was me. I distinctly remember a social gathering when I was in the 5th grade. All the kids were asked to introduce themselves, and when my turn came, I proudly shared, "Hi, my name is Ash, and I was at the top of my class last year." After reaching home, my father was furious. He felt like embarrassed and angry. He shouted at me, "Son, why did you have to tell everyone about it? Bragging always invites bad luck. Just put your head down, work hard, and let your excellence do the talking." At that very moment, I felt very sick in my stomach. I did not just feel like what I said was wrong, I felt like I was wrong. Because of that one incident, I developed a deep fear of talking about my achievements, fearing it might bring bad luck. I had a pretty good achievements under my belt. I was the youngest kid selected by India to compete in International Mathematics Olympiad. I had the privilege of graduating from same esteemed institutions that produced luminaries like some of the past or current CEOs of Fortune 100 companies like Google, PepsiCo, IBM. In the world, people refer these institutions as IIT, Indian Institute of Technology, and IIM, Indian Institute of Management. Just to draw parallels between IITs and Ivy Leagues, it is 8 times more difficult to get into an IIT than getting accepted in Harvard. Still, I believed if I excel, people will recognize my worth. After graduation, when I joined Qualcomm, my colleagues used to come to me and ask, "Ash, did you really graduate from IIT?" I would always downplay it and modestly respond, "Yes, but it was sheer luck." So within corporate corridors, I felt like just another face blending into the background. Moving to the US intensified my challenges. My achievements celebrated back home were virtually unknown. In boardrooms, I was often overshadowed and sometimes even humiliated by my peers who mistook my quiet nature as a weakness. I negotiated a multi-million-dollar deal after months of hard work. Yet, when the extensive 31-page long contract was finally signed, everyone congratulated my manager, and I wasn't even invited to the celebration party. To be honest, no one had ill intentions towards me. In today's fast-paced world, everyone is just so busy and they just overlook silent achievers. I felt completely lost, depressed, lonely. I kept asking myself, why? Why is it happening to me? What makes me so unworthy? I was on the brink of packing my bags for India. I wanted change. I followed the advice of a great friend and invested in hiring a mentor. And that changed my life. He introduced me to the world of personal branding, emphasizing the need for a shift from hard work to mind work. He helped me understand that I need to do internal mind work and external mind work. Internal to build my inner confidence, and external to change others' perception about me. You likely know what branding is, so I should mention what mind work is. Mind work, an important part of brand hacking, is a strategic effort to influence perceptions, both how you see yourself and how others see you. Learning about mind work was transformative. I started to do inner mind work at a major sales conference in New York. I mustered the courage to go to the stage and declare myself as the best salesperson in New York, showcasing my top search Google results as proof, testament to my ability to hack my own personal brand. That audacious move led to a whirlwind of networking opportunities I had never imagined, including 3 job offers, one boasting a 3x salary hike. But I was still very naive to the idea of mind work. For instance, on Udemy, the #1 learning platform in the world, despite creating a course on getting your dream job, after spending 300 plus hours, guess what was my sales at the end of 30 days? A big round zero. I asked my mentor, what's the issue? What's happening? He said, Ash, your brand needs work. You need to do necessary mind work to create a strong personal brand in the minds of others and even in your own mind. I realized that mind work was the secret sauce that would allow me to transform my brand from a shy individual to a well-recognized personal brand. I dedicated the next 12 months to mastering personal branding. I started with the mind work to understand what my brand is and what its value was. I was like a sponge, soaking up all the knowledge I could. I started running so many new brand experiments. At the start, I was successful in 1 out of every 20 experiments, but slowly the ratio started getting better. I believe it was because of the mind work I was doing to reprogram myself. People started asking me to help them grow their brands. Slowly, with my help, their brands started to see more and more and more success. And I started getting more clients. One moment that stands out is I received a handwritten note from a client back in 2019. She wrote, Ash, I was able to cross $100,000 of revenue this year. Last year, I only made $7,000. I give the credit to you. It was so heart-touching for me to see how brand hacking transformed her life. One day, I received a message from someone in Micronesia on Udemy. I had to Google it. Turns out it's a country, not a tech startup. She wrote, Ash, thanks to you, because of the things you taught in your Udemy course, I was able to get a job and I am able to feed my 3 kids. I started to realize I was making a real difference in the world. In the next few years, thanks to my own mind work, internal and external, I was able to author a #1 international best-selling book. I founded one of the world's leading book publishing companies and spoken on professional stages in 9 different countries. With the rise of digital education, I was able to personally serve more than 375,000 students on Udemy from 208 countries. That's the size of entire population of Miami. It pushed me harder and harder because there are so many people who relied on my products. Creating such an impact was simply unimaginable for me 10 years ago. All thanks to the power of mind work done to change my own perception about my own brand. Looking back on my journey, the biggest lesson that I have learned is while hard work sets the stage for my personal brand, it's the mind work that truly steals the show. Hard work is undeniably the foundation of success. But once you reach your goal, the real game changer is the mind work you do on yourself and on others. The combination of both your own personal perception and others' perception about you will define the impact you are going to do in the world. Consider the challenge of gaining an admission into an IIT. It may be 8 times harder than Harvard, but securing a spot is a testament of your relentless hard work. What happens post-graduation is dependent on the mind work you have done. A profound realization hit me during some introspection. I realized I can point fingers at others for my invisibility. But when I point a finger at someone, 3 fingers are pointed back at me. This prompted me to dive deeper into the depths of mind work I had done, leading to 3 pivotal revelations. The first one is success is not dependent on your achievements. It is dependent on what you believe about yourself. If you think you can sell yourself, you can. If you think you can't, you won't. Always remember, if you put a small value on yourself, rest assured the world will not raise the price. Think about how many high school dropouts built a multi-million-dollar corporations. It was possible for them because they started doing mind work right at the start. The second one was you don't need to connect rationally with people, you need to connect emotionally first. Our brain pays attention to emotion and tunes data out. That's why we always act emotionally first, then we act rationally. Think about an animal tied in a cage, jumps at you, you take a step back. It's our emotional brain responding. Thus, for our brand, you should not just think about building a product. You need to think about how to create a cause for people to emotionally relate to. Rather than focusing on your achievements, think about bringing emotional connections with the help of personal stories, gamification, and experiences that evoke feelings. The third one is never choose a category for yourself. Create a unique category so that you don't have any competitors. Always remember, expert positioning is never awarded. It's always claimed. That unique category could be a unique name, a unique visual model, or a unique mental model. For instance, Red Bull, rather than competing with Coca-Cola soda, they looked at the world of energy drinks. They branded themselves as only energy drink. And They were able to surpass 100-year-old Coca-Cola within the next few years. That was the power of unique identity that was unparalleled and unchallenged. That was possible because of the mind work they had done internally and in the minds of their raving fans. But remember, this unique category, you should not claim it just for the hype. This branding needs to be 100% resonating with your persona. It's about 100% value, 100% reliability and trust. I would rather lose money than trust. So I'll leave you with one final message. In many ways, life is an unfair game. And to win in an unfair game, you need an unfair advantage. Learning the art of mind work gives you an extremely unfair advantage. My hope is, as you walk away today, write down one action that you can start taking immediately to start your mind work journey today. Thank you.